Welcome to DS Trucks. In today's video, we're going to be doing some towing with this 23 F450 with the high output diesel. Pretty sweet truck. I was on a job site with this thing and everybody was like a little bit jealous because I had so much truck. But quick look at the truck, 23 450 high output pickup truck version of the 450. Got some mods. I just did the limitless lights and we actually put it wireless so it can be done wirelessly. So if you are interested in maybe having this done to your truck, comment below where you can strobe the lights. These new Fords, they have a real good setup. So I can strobe, and I can also change the pattern. I put a wireless remote on and I can do this from inside the truck. So reach out to DS Trucks via Instagram if you're interested in doing anything like this to your truck. We can strobe pretty much on these Fords any of the LED lights. So comment below and we can get you set up. But let's go ahead and jump in the truck and do some towing with it. We're towing a trailer full of lawnmowers today. And let's see. Let's expand this view. Yeah. Pretty sweet setup. So what's funny is there's so many choices to make when it comes to these trucks. You got your Fords, your Dodge, Chrysler, whatever you want to call it, Fiat, and you've got your Chevy. So what's the best truck to get? Well, a lot of people are going to be loyal to the Chevys or the Dodge, but at the end of the day, when you pull up to the job site with a Ford and you've got the capability to have your Pro Power onboard generator. I ran a circular saw on it on the job site. You've got, the 450 as an option with Ford, where GM and Fiat doesn't have the option for an F450 or 450 version. They should. I mean, it'd be smart because this version of the truck has such a loyal following and it's not that complicated. They're essentially giving you bigger brakes, bigger commercial tires. It's it's got a big front end and an incredible tow rating. Not that much gross vehicle weight rating, and it keeps you in a certain class where you can still have your cool engine, you can still have your high output, whatever. But you're not a cab chassis, but you're somewhere in the middle. A lot of people want this truck, and it's something that holds a lot of value. It's got like a loyal following. There's guys that will keep getting these. It's a lot of money to be made with not a whole lot of variation of something rolling down the line. But for whatever reason, GM and Fiat haven't caught on to that, whereas Ford's been doing this for a lot of years. It's like they've been doing this since like 2008, maybe earlier, maybe even back in 2003 they were doing this. So it's a little bit of an Easter egg of a truck where ever since social media started really going, a lot more people know about it and will custom order these. But it's a little bit more of an Easter egg of a setup here because, oh man, because if you don't know you could get one, then you don't know. And a lot of times people just don't know that you can get a pickup truck version of an F450 where it has all the amenities of a pickup truck, and it's not a cab chassis. It's got the high output engine, which I'm not sure you can get in a cab chassis. But towing with this thing is pretty nice. So right away you can do your auxiliary Ford cameras. We have our Ford camera on here, and when you turn on, if you're parked, it's just going to turn on and it's going to give you the 360. But there's more options, and I'll show you that once I'm rolling. I do think I've got to be rolling in order to really show it. But yeah, you've got your Pro Power on board, and it will work if the vehicle is driving, but it will derate the power a little bit if the vehicle's driving for some reason. Who knows? Ford and the safety. So it was enough power in the Pro Power to run some small tools, but you try to run something big and it's gonna leave you hanging. Anyway, when we're rolling, we can turn on this camera view, and that is just so cool. Like, This camera view turns on and it freaking stays on. And it's got my auxiliary camera from the trailer, and it's got 2 side views. Now, one thing I would point out is they really should put the left camera view for the side on the left side, because that is a little bit confusing to even glance at. The fact that the 2 mirrors are side by each, the left should be on the left, the right on the right, and then the center rear view in the middle. But the resolution is good enough to where you can see everything going on. So pretty interesting. Like, I'm very happy with, I gotta go to the right, more to the right. F450 switching 4 lanes needs to be a rap song. Okay, so you can switch this around like that and have the 2. It's just confusing. If this little one was in the middle, that would make so much more sense and be way more cleaner. But it is what it is. You also have more options. Like, you can look at that and see that. But I like the auxiliary camera with the, I mean, that's kind of cool. I gotta go more to the right, and I got a car on my right, and I can see that car there. Another car. That's pretty cool. So it is cool, but it's not needed. Like, your mirrors do work, so why even bother? But yeah, that's like, it's cool. And it's funny that I couldn't show, all this stuff when the guys were on the job site, but they were just like, man, that is a nice truck. I get that a lot. Like, I'm not the richest guy anywhere that I go, but like, people with more money, they're thinking like, man, if I would have known that you could order this, they're like, how much is that? How much was that? Like, this truck is $86,000. They're like, what? I could have gotten that because it's not so bad. It carries the persona of this $100K thing, $100,000 truck. It's not $100,000 though. It's just not $100K. It's just not that much. What I've done though, when I ordered mine, I really just focused on the features that I really wanted, and I took a lot of the stuff that I didn't want off of the build. So the weight of this trailer weighs probably 7,000. It's probably right at the max for what it is. 7,000 pound trailer. Maybe it could be a little heavier because I got 3 commercial machines in the back, and I'm always breaking springs on this trailer. Like, I've probably broken every spring on this trailer and had to replace every spring. I think there's one spring that hasn't been replaced yet, and it's only a matter of time before that last one breaks. I think the ones that I buy after are a little bit better than the ones that come stock. I think they just use the cheapest ones. I don't know. So we're probably around 7,000. You can tell the difference towing this with this truck versus a 350 single rear wheel with a gas engine. This is more stable. But the 23s, I have to say, like, the whole dashboard layout and the technology and everything, the headlights, although they are not offering the HIDs as much as they were, the C-rings and stuff, the big C-rings that you can strobe, like we showed in the start of this video, plus the fact that this dashboard is way more, it's digital. The digital dashboard is not better until you start really changing the views. The fact that you go into tow haul mode and you have all this boost information, the engine brake, the depth, and then you can configure this screen even further. That's where it does kind of become a cool feature of the digital display. The configuration, the tow haul mode looks a lot more, cool. And having the engine brake, the diesel measurements, they call it. You can see. it's nice, that's now aside from that, like the gauges, in my opinion, the old school gauges look better in my opinion, because they're just gauges. There's a needle, there's a stepper motor. It's more easier on my eye, and just having a digital screen in the middle does look better until you start to, like I said, do the configurations. Then the digital screen becomes superior in my opinion. So this can be configured further, I believe, where there's more, but it doesn't like turn into a screen where it shows like the camera view or nothing on it. I think I might have seen a GM truck do that, where this front screen can do more, but I don't know. So yeah, as soon as I come to a stop, I'll show you what the diesel measurements is actually doing. But all in all, I am pretty impressed with the towing on this truck. It is good. Now, I've kicked around the idea as I've gotten onto some bigger jobs, gotten into some different types of equipment. How much can I really realistically tow with this truck? Like, I believe it's rated for 30,000 pounds. Let's look at the diesel measurements. You can see the engine brake percentage, and you can see why people complain about the diesel engine brake, because the way it's tuned, it barely works sometimes. So, kind of interesting. So if you lightly touch the brake, like I got a red light coming up here. If I lightly touch the brake and allow the engine brake to have a chance to push me back, I can have more bite. But I gotta like step on it and let the engine brake. So when we're complaining about our engine brake, it's not trying to apply the engine brake by 100%. I've never seen it really even push the engine brake to 100%. It only seems to push the engine brake to like 20%. So no wonder people complain that no wonder people are complaining that the engine brake on the Ford is not that high. Now, sometimes if the truck is pitched down and it has the ability to see like every angle, there's some type of sensor in here that can tell every pitch and angle. If the vehicle's pointed downhill, you'll get more engine brake. It's like the computer knows that you're pointed downhill, maybe you need more engine brake. So all in all, I'm very impressed. The camera suite is very nice. Can't really complain. As you can see, it's still on. It ain't turning off. It's just gonna keep on going. It just stays on. So Ford, listen. And it doesn't say anything on the screen. It will say something if I don't have a trailer, though. It'll say, keep your eyes on the road or something, or I don't know what it says, something right in the middle. But on this mode with the trailer, it doesn't say anything. It just, they forgot to type that annoying phrase into the computer. So, thoroughly impressed with the towing on this thing. Let's see here. Yeah, very nice. And then having all the creature comforts, the heated seats are nice, the cooled seats. And as far on the topic of seats, best seats I've ever sat in. And I don't have the max recline and all that, but I hear that people are very happy with their max recline seats. And I just saw one of these trucks pass me. I don't think I was pointing the camera at it, but another silver one. These trucks do look really nice with the new front end, with the bigger C-rings. It was one of those things where at first everyone was saying it's ugly. That kind of is a sign that is going to be one of the most popular models when someone says it doesn't look good right at first. If they were saying, oh, that truck looks perfect at first, then maybe, you know, maybe it wouldn't work out so good. It's interesting though, it's like human beings, they'll like almost any look, as long as it's not too extreme. We might think, oh, we don't like that now, but give it maybe a couple more years and all of a sudden everyone's gonna like that look, especially if the truck is reliable. These Fords are pretty reliable. Look at that, another Ford repoing, folks. These Fords are pretty reliable. They have their issues and their catastrophic problems and all that, but they're relatively reliable in the sense that, hey, if I want to get in this truck and work all day long, I can do that. I can go work in this truck for 40 hours straight. This truck's way more reliable than people give it credit for. Yes, they do break down and have problems and complicated and all that, but I could run this truck 24/7 and have done that, where guys would just rotate out, and it's going to be okay. It's gonna do its job. You just got to be smart about it. You know, you got to take care of the oil and take care of everything and do it right. But anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to run inside here and take care of this business. But thank you for watching. This is DS Trucks. Just a real quick video. See you in the next one. Over and out.